Welcome back to Mystical Heart Tarot Readings. This is another. It's Pick a Pile, and what we're gonna look at today is what is the full moon that's coming up on Sunday, June 4th. What is it bringing? What is this full moon bringing? Well, yes, I have a new deck here. We will be pulling the main card from this deck. So let me go ahead and get started on that. We're going to pull 3 because I can't, my table's not big enough for more than 3 piles, that is. There's one. I may have to look these up. Like I said, they are new to me. I don't know yet. To see what we get. There's one. One more. And there's one. Get them up out of the way. All right. Here is the 3 cards. We're going to look at them. Remember, you can be drawn to more than one card. That's perfectly okay. And yes, I will be adding crystals. The crystals were already pulled ahead of time without knowing what the cards are. So let's see what we have. Here we have the stone. The stone. We have a triangle, we have a box, and then we have a circle. Interesting. This reminds me of the pyramids in Egypt. Now we have the self. And lastly, we have the mountains. And there's mountains, and it's like there's an opening inside that mountain. And it looks like there's a person standing there, and it looks like flames in behind them. Let's get an idea. Let's get just a little more information on these. Like I said, this is a new deck. I'm not familiar with it. So these 3 cards sort of remind me of major arcana cards in the tarot deck. So I'm looking for the stone. Where is the stone? Here it is. Sorry about this. The stone as an archetypal object. The stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. So the stone is the eternal, the anchor, the rock. It's best used to anchor our wild side, so no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. Let's look at the self. The self, the soul, the witness, the watcher. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. And lastly, the mountains. Let's look at the mountains. One second here. The mountain. All right. As I'm looking these up, I have to look up the page number. And each one of these are on, of course, they're on a separate page, but there are 3-digit numbers. The pages are 3-digit numbers, like in the hundreds. Each one of the page numbers for each one of these cards ends with the 9. The number 9. So perhaps the number 9 has some meaning here. Sorry, I'm trying to find the mountain here. I got sidetracked with realizing that they all have 9s in the page numbers. The mountain, the ascent, the peak, the insurmountable. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in 2 ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experiences, yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purest and the perfectionist in us. And so that is the mountain. All right, let's add some more. Oh, I'm going to add the crystals first. So the first crystal we're adding is blue labradorite. Now let's see. Yes, you can see the blue in that. This is blue labradorite. This is a palm stone. You can't see the blue as much in this side, but on this side you can really see it. And we're going to add that to the stone. For the self, I've pulled what is known as a Super 7 crystal. This I just received in the mail yesterday. This is called a Super 7. The reason that it's called a Super 7 is it is a combination of 7 different crystals. And it's not man-made. This is not man-made. This is the way it came. When it was mined, and I believe it's only mined in one area in South America. I believe. Not sure on that, but I believe. It's called the Super 7 crystal. It contains, let me tell you what crystals it contains. It contains amethyst, cacoxenite, goethite, lepidocrosite, rutile, smoky quartz, and clear quartz. So this is seven crystals in one. And it's called a Super 7 crystal. And for the mountains, we have an orange labradorite. And you can see the orange. Can't see it as well on this side, I don't think. It's also a palm stone. You can see the orange in this one. All right, we're going to go ahead and start building our piles up. This took longer than I was hoping it would because I really didn't want to have to read those definitions, but there's meaning to these cards. All right, I filled that one and that one. We need one more. One more. All right, let's get this pile out of the way. I mean, this deck of cards. These seem to want to come out, and I will go ahead and take them. And lastly, this one I feel. I can never tell if there's more than one of these cards. I shuffle them to break them up so that they don't stick together before I start the video. All right, now we're going to add the tarot cards. All right. Take a look at each pile. And see which one you are drawn to. And as I've said before in my other videos, it's perfectly okay if you're drawn to more than one pile. That's perfectly fine. I'll give you a minute to look. We have the blue labradorite, we have the Super 7 crystal, and we have the orange laboratory. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. The Super 7 crystal, believe it or not, is a rare crystal. It was hard to find, actually. All right. Here we have the stone. And we're going to put it over here. Let's see what else we have here. We have reassurance. We have the pansy. Openness. And look at that. We have a full moon in this card. We have a full moon. And we're doing a reading about the full moon. Energy. A lot of energy taking place here. It looks like I'm feeling like there's going to be a lot of energy during this full moon. And this card is orange, so that could be good or bad. But there's going to be, I feel like there's going to be a lot of energy take place during this full moon. Let's see what we get for tarot cards. 3 of Swords in reverse. 5 of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. 6 of Wands. The Emperor. And the 2 of Wands in reverse. All right. Let's take a minute and look at this. What are we looking at here? So we're looking at a lot of energy taking place. Perhaps what I'm saying here is maybe somebody needs reassurance. To open up. Under this full moon. To open up their energies. And look, we have a circle here, a circle here, and a circle here. This is about a lot of energy. And it's about opening up, being reassured that perhaps some of us have some gifts. And maybe some of us, because we have purple here. Purple, the purples tends to remind me of spirituality, the crown chakra opening up to the universe. So here we have somebody that's healing from heartbreak. Perhaps they broke their heart. Something was said that broke their heart. And now we have healing from it. Sorry about that. We have healing from a broken heart here during this full moon phase. Perhaps somebody is helping others that are less fortunate. However, something that was going to be started is being delayed for some reason. We have a victory here. We have a victory. And look at the orange. Look at the orange in their clothing. It matches the orange in the energy card. So perhaps somebody in power may be helping. We have a little bit of orange here as well. What I'm seeing is I feel like somebody has boxed up their energy. And now it's time to open it. It's time to open this box. When you open this box, this heartbreak is going to go away. You're going to be victorious. I just feel like you maybe need reassurance from somebody here. I feel like you need reassurance. You might be feeling conflicted on what this person is saying or how they're going about trying to help you. I feel like this person is helping you with reassurance that you need to open up this box and let your energy out. Positive energy. With positive energy, you will heal this broken heart and you will be victorious. And it will happen during this full moon phase. There's a delay in something new. There's a delay in something new. That might be what you're conflicted about. Perhaps there's a delay because you've been heartbroken in the past or most recent past, And you don't want to deal with that again. And that's why you've boxed up your energy. You've boxed up your feelings. You've boxed up that energy, the positive energy, because you don't want to be hurt again. And the Six of Wands is saying, with the help of the Emperor, is reassuring you and saying, open up that box and I'll let that positive energy flow under this full moon that we have coming. The blue labradorite is good for transformation, which is what you would be doing, is transforming out of the box, getting out of the box and out into the open. It's also good for protection. It's also good for intuition. Looking to see if there's anything else. I feel like when you open up your energy field under this full moon, you'll be able to help others as well. I feel like perhaps somebody has hurt you. That's why you boxed up your positive energy, because you don't want to get hurt again. But the Emperor is here to reassure you that you can allow that positive energy back out and you will be victorious. Okay, pile number 1. Open up your energy. Get out of that box. We're going to move on to pile number 2. And pile number 2, we have the Self. And along with the Self, we have the Super 7 special crystal. Let's see what else we have here. Awakening. The Lotus. And look at the purple, because purple is the color of the amethyst in this crystal. Gateway. Comfort. So what are we seeing here? Pile number 2. This is about the self. And perhaps it's about awakening. But awakening to where you feel comfort. Perhaps you're standing in a doorway. Perhaps you're in a doorway, so to speak. Ace of Cups in reverse. Two of Swords in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Strength card in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords upright. So the self, it's your soul, the witness, the watcher. Accepting new aspects of yourself. Accepting new aspects of yourself. And perhaps that's the gateway they're referring to. Let's see, we've got a unicorn here. Standing in the gateway. We have the dark clouds overhead. Stepping in. Perhaps stepping in. Perhaps stepping into what you feel comfort with. Perhaps you've been awakened to something that you need to gain comfort with. Here, we're looking at a delay when it comes to emotional connections. We're looking at an internal conflict. We're looking at having to take a step back because perhaps we're struggling here. Perhaps we're struggling, and maybe the reason we're struggling is because we're letting go. It's time to let go of negative self-talk. Perhaps letting go of negative communications that was made about you. You're having to let that go. And sometimes it's hard to let go. When people say things about you behind your back and you hear about them, it's not always easy to let go of those thoughts. It's not easy to let go of what was said. You struggle with it. But here, I feel, is the awakening and the acceptance of the awakening. Your true self, the power of spirit. I feel you're in a gateway of awakening. to perhaps what others have been saying, and you're struggling with it. You've awakened. Now you're in this gateway. You're halfway in, halfway out. And perhaps you feel comfort there. So the question being, what is this full moon in Sagittarius? Which I'm surprised Sagittarius hasn't showed up over here. But it hasn't. What is this full moon in Sagittarius bringing? Awareness, awakening, to where we can feel comfort. We're having to let go of things that no longer serve us, that no longer serves the greater self. And perhaps we might have to put a personal truth out there. So that we can start new. There's an owl in this picture, and it's, like I said, this card's in reverse. This is whoever is communicating behind your back and you're having to let it go. Those people that were talking about you behind your back are not wise. They lack wisdom. They lack wisdom that you will. They lack wisdom in knowing that perhaps you're going to put a personal truth out that won't look favorably on them. Perhaps you've awakened. Perhaps you are tired of struggling. Tired of being conflicted within yourself. Taking a step back. Taking a step back to look at things more clearly. The awakening is you taking a step back and looking at things more clearly. But you're going to do it at your own comfort. Because whoever this was talking about you lacks wisdom. Perhaps they underestimated you. And you're going to step through that door, and with the help of the power of spirit, you're going to speak your personal truth. And you're going to feel comfort when you do that. You will feel comfort when you do that. As I said, the purple reminds me of the amethyst. The amethyst is purple. And it is in this Super 7 crystal. I would say this brownish color here on the bottom is most likely the smoky quartz. The purple would be the amethyst. There's clear quartz, and as I said, there's a total of 7 different crystals in this, and it is not man-made. It is not man-made. It is a special crystal. And the Super 7, well, right here, this is like a new beginning. And that's what this crystal's good for. Intuition. It's also good for stress relief, among many other things. There was so many things that this crystal is good for that I only pulled the 3 that I felt were very important. So this is about new beginnings, which is what this Ace of Swords is. Intuition. And stress relief. Okay, pile number 2. So you're going to be awakened. You're going to take a step back. You're going to be awakened in the comforts, perhaps, of your home. And put out a personal truth, because others have been putting things out that were not true. All right, pile number 2. All right, now on to pile number 3. Try to keep it there where you can see it, but I have to have room to pull out the cards for pile number 3. All right, pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, you chose the mountain. Is this obstacles in your way? Perhaps? Are you getting to the top of the mountain? Let's look at the other cards. Hospitality, pineapple. Purification. And we have the sunflower. And now we have anger. Now we have anger. I see we have hospitality here. We have purification here. The purification, I feel like, is somebody is I'm thinking. Somebody is trying to be hospitable and show hospitality as you're climbing that mountain ridge. This anger, though, this red, could be that fire that we see in the background where that man is standing. Oops, give me 1 second. I gotta cover this lady up. Can't have that. Sorry, guys. YouTube rules, not mine. So you got the star card here. The Knight of Swords. We have the Judgment card. I'm not sure about this Judgment card either. Let me go ahead and I don't make the rules, YouTube does. You have the Judgment card. You have the Fool in reverse. You have the World in reverse. And you have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so the mountains reflect things, ideas. And the more we complete of our ideas, the further up the mountain we go. Perhaps we're stuck somewhere in an idea that we have. And this makes us angry because maybe we know what we need to do to get to the top, but there's an obstacle in the way. Are we seeing red? Are we seeing red? Part of that mountain may seem to be insurmountable. And we might be angry about it. So here we have the Star card. The Star card is about being inspired. It's also about hope and healing. And perhaps somebody is coming in to help us out. Be hospitable. Somebody may be trying to come in and be hospitable to help us out. They may see that we are angry. They might see us and see that we are angry. The purification, that's like filtering things. And it's like the sunflower is filtering out the sun. Filtering things out so that we can see more clearly. Which is a change. The Judgment card is a change. An awakening to where we can see more clearly. It's purifying. It's clearing out things that are in our sight where we gain freedom from this anger. However, what we're left with when we do release this anger, we're left with uncertainty. We're left with unfinished business. And we've lost focus. We've lost focus. So we need to, if we come up on an obstacle that creates anger, we need to take time to be inspired. Yes, there may be uncertainty with things we're inspired by. And perhaps somebody is coming in to help us with this unfinished business. And we may have changed to where we've changed what we're focusing on. Perhaps we need to focus on hospitality, being kinder. So that we can continue our journey, continue with our ideas, and continue to walk up that mountain, go climb that mountain so that we get to the top. That is the goal, is to get to the top. But I feel like we're right here with anger. So since you're stuck here with anger right now, we have somebody that is clearing things out so we can, purifying things so that we can see things more clearly, so that we can be inspired and we can heal from this anger. And we can handle this unfinished business. Even though we may have to change focus, change what we're focused on. Perhaps we need to change our focus to being more hospitable rather than anger. So pile number 3, this is about climbing the mountain of ideas that you have that you're working on and getting stuck, which causes you to become angry. You're stuck on something. But somebody's going to come in and help you with this unfinished business that you have here. You're going to change your focus, freely change your focus from being angry to being hospitable. Because the anger serves no purpose. The anger only gets you stuck. You can't continue to ascend to the top of the mountain, and the top of the mountain is where you want to be. Now, as for the orange labradorite, this is orange labradorite is about wish fulfillment. So if you have a wish, orange labradorite, I can never say that right, labradorite. This also is a palm stone, yes. Okay, pile number 3. Turn that anger into hospitality with the help of others. You need to change your focus. It'll become more clear. When you change your focus, it will become more clear. Purification will happen. Things will become more clear on what you need to do to change from the anger to the hospitality. I send much love and many blessings to everybody. As always, I'll see you back next time. I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm sure eventually this will be time-stamped for you. I'll see you back next time. Have a wonderful day.